Welcome to the Unpopular Playground podcast, where Jenn Lin and Debbie will help you navigate life's twists and turns.
Welcome back. I'm Debbie. Say hi, Jen. So we're going to wrap up on our kitchen talk. Jen is our resident cook, so she is going to talk to you about menu planning and cleanup. Take it away, Jen.
All right. So this is our final talk for July, which is meal planning and routines. The first thing that I have, because I'm a mother, I had to work. I also taught. I had to do everything. And it's hard without some sort of game plan. And you might not have kids yet, and you might be a high schooler. Let's say your parents are working all the time and you have to go to school. That's your job, to go to school. And then you have to come home and maybe make your meal, or maybe that's your responsibility is to make the meal for people, or maybe you take turns. This is going to give you a lot of great ideas and preparation for you for when you get older to be able to handle that load with working. If you're already graduated from school and working full time or working part time and going to school, that's a lot to juggle. I'm going to give you some ideas on how to make this whole eating stuff much easier. These are some tricks that I do myself, that I have done, and that I do now. My schedule's been adjusted because I'm not cooking for other people. It's just me now, which makes it a lot easier, because if I don't feel like eating, I'm not obligated to cook a big meal for everybody else, which is really nice. So the first thing I have is declare a theme night system decision planning. Things might go different. You might have something to come in to throw a wrench into your system. You might have an appointment or an event. But when you don't have those things, you know that on certain days, you're going to be doing certain things. If you have those planned days for each day of the week, those meals or those themed nights, then you also know when you go to the grocery store what food you're going to need every time. You don't take the thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to eat now? You already know. You can have your ongoing list of things that you run out of, whether it be your pantry items or the specific things that you're going to need for these theme nights. Taco Tuesdays, the biggest thing that people do nowadays. I never heard of Taco Tuesday until I moved back to California. I didn't even know what Taco Tuesday was. And I'm like, oh, it's Taco Tuesday. But I love it. I love Taco Tuesday because I love tacos. That works for me. Every Tuesday, I look forward to tacos. What about you, Debbie? Did you ever have anything like that?
No. I'm sorry. I'm awful when it comes to eating because I'm not hungry. I might not eat at all on Tuesday. I mean, I have heard of taco. Now, when I was growing up, because of being Catholic, you couldn't eat meat on Fridays. Fridays was always either you had pizza or you had fish. So we knew every Friday we're either going to have pizza or we were going to have fish. My dad, he worked so hard. He loved hamburgers. Every Saturday, my mother would make hamburgers. I hate all of that. So it's like I eat whatever I feel like when I get hungry. If I'm hungry at 1 in the afternoon, I'll just eat something that I feel like eating. I don't think ahead. That's why it blows my mind when I see people. I'll be somewhere and be like, what do you want to eat tonight for dinner? I'm having my coffee. I don't even know if I'm going to be hungry for dinner. If I tell you I want this and then I'm not in the mood, when I decide what I want to eat, I'll run to the store and either go buy it at some place that it's already a restaurant, or I'll do something in my house. I buy gluten-free frozen meals that I can pop in the microwave in 3 minutes. When I want to eat now. I don't want to think about planning it and prepping it and cooking it. By then, I've lost my appetite. So no, I don't have themes.
I'm just the opposite. It's like, I mean, sometimes I'm like that. I don't feel like eating. But if you're cooking for somebody else, or you have a boyfriend or spouse or whatever, where it's not just you, it's a lot easier. I don't eat very much, but when I do eat, I love to have it and I like to plan ahead. I don't like having to wonder that day what I'm going to eat and then ponder over that. The theme nights help me because then when I go grocery shopping, I know exactly what I'm going to do. So here's some examples.
I did cook years ago when my husband was working and my daughter was little. I didn't have theme nights. I would say, what do you feel like eating tonight? Or give me some ideas of what you want for this week. Back then, I cooked. We ate Thanksgiving dinner 4 to 6 times a year. I would
Wow.
make the whole big thing. I did lasagnas, baked ziti's, baked shells,
Just
and
say that for
things
like
like,
Good
I'm just
Good
saying.
Friday. I
But
hope you didn't get
when
sick.
I had a family that was going to eat, a husband and a child that I was taking care of and providing
Yeah.
for, then I cooked. I didn't eat the stuff. So if it was up to me, I wouldn't have had anything on the table. But they had to eat. So I would be like, okay, what do you guys want? What do you want this week? You want some pork chops? I'd buy it and I would cook. But it was for them. I didn't make those choices. That was it. And I hated it. They always said, no, you didn't make this with love. And I'm like, you're right. No, you're such a good cook, but we could tell you don't make it out of love. And it's like, no, because to me was a chore like washing windows and scrubbing toilets.
Oh,
Hate both
I
of them.
love.
Don't do either of those. Have a maid.
Oh,
But,
oh my
you know,
gosh. I
it's
love,
like,
and
but
see, and I'm
that's
just the opposite. I love cooking.
no.
I love doing it ahead of time, knowing what I'm going to make so that if I
Oh,
know that
God,
I'm
yeah.
going to have a certain thing, that's why the theme nights, if I'm going to have a theme night, then I know, okay, so here's some examples. Taco Tuesday, meatless Monday, leftover lounge Wednesday, pot Thursday, breakfast for dinner Friday, takeout Saturday, a new recipe. You can vice versa those on Saturday, maybe take takeout or try a new recipe. Soup prep day, Sunday. And it eliminates that agonizing question, what's for dinner? I hate, hate, hate working all day and then having to deal with that agonizing thing of what am I going to do for dinner? I need that predictable, shoppable framework that I know, okay, I have everything what I need. I know I'm going to make this on these days. If other things come up, that's okay. And I just deal with it. I might not be home in enough time. I might be out for an event. I might have a school event or a work event or something like that, or I might be on vacation, then okay, obviously it's not going to apply then, but at least I know that on the everyday, you can change it up. I want to try around the world cuisine day. January, I'm going to do Italian meals. February, I'm going to do German. You can do a themed around the world meal for every month of the year. There's so many different possibilities that you can do with that. Like I said, it's predictable items for your shopping, and you can go shopping knowing that, okay, I just need this, this, and this, and you don't end up over purchasing and going over budget on your food budget. And so that was the point of that. The
Oh,
theme
yeah, no,
nights helped me a
I get
lot.
you. And it's hard. That's why this is your category, because to me, I could care less about foods. Literally, I don't think about what am I going to eat. It's like when I go on vacation with people and it's like, okay, well, we're going to have dinner at 6. And it's like, well, that's good. I'll go to dinner with you. But I'm eating whenever I'm hungry during the day. And if I get hungry and want something to eat at 2 o'clock, that's my meal. I eat once. That's my meal. If
Well,
I don't
you know what,
feel like
Debbie?
eating, I don't. But
I believe I'm a hybrid of the average person and you. What I do eat, I love it. I love cooking it. I love the flavors of it. And I like having a really nice meal when I eat.
yeah,
But I'm not eating all day. And if I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat. I eat when I'm hungry. But when I do eat, I want it to be an amazing meal, and I want whatever I put in my mouth to taste like Christmas. Okay. I love the different flavor palettes. I love the different combinations. I just love I love my I love nice food,
yeah.
and
Well, that's
I
the
love
difference.
and I love making it myself. I make my food with love,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
love making it look good. I love everything about it, but I have to be in the mood for it. I
yeah.
typically eat once a day, and I look forward to that one meal. But if I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat. But sometimes I'll get home from work 1 or 2 in the morning and I want a little charcuterie board, but some salami, cheese, a boil, and I'll have that because I'm hungry. I'm not crazy. It's not like I'm set to do that. If I'm hungry, I'm going to eat, but I'm not snacking all day at the same time
Right.
either.
I have nothing against people that eat. Everybody thinks, oh, because I don't eat, I look down on people. I don't care. You want to
No.
eat, eat. Just please don't bother me with, are you hungry? Do you want to go get something to eat? It's like,
Yeah.
that's not
But
something,
I
it's
don't
just,
live to eat. I
it
eat to live.
doesn't, yeah, well, there's times, I mean, I've gone, like, I had nothing to eat all day yesterday. I haven't had anything to eat today, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat just because it's like, oh, I haven't eaten for 2 days. If I have to fix it, I won't eat it. And that just takes everything out of it. So it's very hard for me. That's why I'm giving this all to you. So tell them how to do
Oh,
meal
no.
prep and just
No.
leave me out of it.
Okay. Yeah. And so, yeah, sometimes I go a day or two without eating. The most I've gone was
Mm.
5, but it's just like, it's not something I really think about. But yeah, the difference between you and I is when I eat, I eat. When I went on that cruise, I was so disgusted with it. Seemed like I've never seen a place where people are eating and feeding all day long. Just
That's what cruises are.
that just blew my mind. I was like, okay, I'll go with you, but I'm not hungry. I'm not eating. You go right ahead. I mean, everybody's eating schedule, that's them. But the average people eat probably 2 to 3 meals a day. That's what I'm planning for, trying to help you with, mainly with the dinner prep and things that can be taken for lunch for people that do lunch. Like I said, they'll eat at least 2 meals a day. So that's
So
kind of
you're
what I'm
basically saying you're going to cook food and put it in containers in the refrigerator and have your planned foods. And then when you're hungry, your food is there.
So we got our theme nights, weekly power hour. You want to block one negotiable hour a week. I typically like to do Sunday afternoons or Saturday or whenever, and I do my planning step ritual. I'll check the calendar, I'll pick a couple recipes for my theme nights, and then I'll make sure I already have an ongoing list, grocery list for my supplies of things that I know that I'll run out of.
Hmm.
And that way, when I go to the store, I'm not forgetting anything. If I run out of tomatoes, I'll write tomatoes on this list for the next time that I go. So that way, I'm not forgetting whatever it is. I always have a grocery list. Get a pad, you can get it from the dollar store, but use that just for your groceries on all the things that you run out of. So that way, when you go, you're not forgetting anything. And if you have that organized pantry, like we talked about with everything in there, then you're going to know exactly what you're out of so that you're not double buying because you don't want to
Right.
have 25 cans of tomato paste and 5 things of onion powder. You don't need jars of onion powder inside your pantry. So by having that list, that's going to help you with that. And that this will save you, that 1 hour will save you about 7+ hours of last minute shopping trips because it takes time, money, and gas, wear and tear on your car to make unnecessary grocery trips for things that you know that you're going to need on the regular. That organized grocery list so that when you're doing your food prep and you're making those things, you go to get something from the pantry and it's not there, you can't make that food or you have to modify it, and there goes your meal prep. So that's one thing that I would do. I do my meal prep a little bit different. It's almost like how you do your salads, Debbie, where you have
Hmm.
everything packed separately, put it all together. That's how I do my meal prep. I'll cook all of my chicken and prep those and bag those. I'll
Hmm.
do all of my meats, chickens, steaks, or whatever. I'll cook all my meat ahead of time and then I'll put those in the freezer. I eventually want to get a shrink wraps where you can
Yep.
shrink wrap your meat and do it
Yep.
that way. I don't have a sealer or whatever, but I would love to be able to have that. I do all my meat separate. I do my vegetables separate. I'll have all of these things separate because the salad, when you throw them all in together, they're not going to last as long. I also learned that when you do your soups, don't put your pasta in your soups. When you freeze pasta and with the soup, it's going to be soggy when you thaw it out. That was a lesson that I learned the hard way. So I separate it all for that night. Like for Taco Tuesday, I'm going to have my carne asada separate. I'll have all my vegetables already prepared in the little baggies. And then all I have to do when I come home is throw it all together. That's my version of meal prep. I know some people will do the whole meals and put them in the little containers where they look like mini TV dinners and you throw them in. That can work too, but that's more work. You save more time and space by just doing the meats, sealing them or putting them in baggies, and then having all of your other things. A lot of times, even with your frozen vegetables, you don't even need to cook those ahead of time because you can put those in those. They have seal bags that you
Yep.
can microwave them. It takes 3 minutes and they're made specially for vegetables. That's my meal prep.
Okay.
Very easy. But I do it separately, like how you do for the salads. I don't
Oh,
mix everything in together because what if something happens that you might not want it that night, but you have the chicken and oh, I got some lettuce here. I'm going to make a chicken salad instead. And you're not committed to having that meal, you might not want that. But if you have your meats, different types of meats, I'll have pork, I'll have a beef, I'll have chicken, I'll have the different types of meats all frozen in the thing and available for virtually any type of meal that I want to do, Debbie. That's probably your best bet as far as meal prep goes. A freezer arsenal, like I said, batch and cook, freeze, foundational proteins, shredded chicken, brown taco meat, meatballs, grilled chicken breasts, and your cooked grains and beans in a flat portion bags. You can portion size those out. You don't have to cook them yet, but at least you know, okay, this is about how much it's going to take. All I got to do is pull this out, put it in there. I don't need to measure it. It's already set to go. That's my idea of meal prep. It's so much easier that way. And it cuts your active cooking time down to about 15 to 20 minutes. But every Sunday, you look in your freezer. What am I down on? Okay, I could use a little bit more bacon. I'll make some meatballs and have that in my thing. And you already have your frozen protein arsenal ready to go. Enforce the 10-minute reset rule after every meal. Quick reset, load the dishwasher, wipe your counters, hand wash your key items, put away all your ingredients. This prevents overwhelming pile of dishes and keeps your kitchen perpetually ready for the next task. And it reduces mental friction. Just that overthinking is what really kills it every time. Because if you think about the prep, the actual making of it, the cleanup, I'll just have cereal. But you don't want to have cereal every night. So if you follow these tips, you're going to be able to have really nice meals without feeling like you need to go out and overpay for crappy food that somebody else is making that you might die from because they don't have good kitchen habits. And I've read this book called Spoiled and talked about all the people that died or got really sick and their lives changed forever because of bad kitchen habits from established commercial facilities, like to include McDonald's, Wendy's, all your basic fast food places that have bad kitchen habits.
Why I don't eat fast food.
I don't eat fast food either. Imagine other people's kitchens. Yeah.
No. No.
That's why I just say no to potlucks. If you know these things for your own thing, you know that what you cook is safe and healthy, and you can also have your own version of fast food and have it be healthy and good. Master transformational leftovers. I know some people don't do leftovers, but it's an art. You can frame leftovers not as repeats, but as ingredient starters. You can use these leftovers for ingredient starters for something else. To go transformations, leftover roast chicken can become chicken, use them for enchiladas, over baked potatoes, that's taco meat, or for tostadas. It kills food waste and creates new things without new cooking. My grandma always kept those $5 Costco chickens on hand, but eventually when it gets old, she'd throw it into a casserole. She would make something out of it. If you have one of your theme nights, a leftover day, that's the day that you take all of those things and transform it and make something else new out of it so that you're not wasting it. Or you can take those meats, freeze that up for another time if you're not going to have time to eat it. 6, staggered ingredient deployment. Plan recipes that use ingredients in sequence. So if you buy cilantro for tacos on Tuesday, you can plan a curry for Thursday that also gets used, that kills food waste. So if you're buying an ingredient for something, think about how that can be used within your other meals, and then you're not wasting it. So that's what I mean by transformational leftovers and staggered ingredient deployment. And then you can also create a no cook, nearly no cook emergency shelf. And Debbie, you covered this with the pantry where you have designated shelf, and you can designate one of those shelves in your pantry for a healthy zero prep meal when plans collapse. You can
Right.
have your canned tuna, packets, frozen dumplings, instant ramen, pre-washed salad kits. It's your safety net to avoid expensive, unhealthy food takeout nights. So you designate a spot in your refrigerator and a spot in your pantry for those no cook emergency staples. A jar of peanut butter.
That's my
Can't
biggie.
That's a real good source of protein. I'll just take a spoon and lick it like a popsicle for a quick pick me up. And there's nothing wrong with that. I did that after
That's a
school a
meal for
lot.
me. 3 spoons of
Yeah.
peanut butter. That's my meal for the day.
So,
I always
and
tell people when you come to my house, don't ever eat my peanut butter because I've put my spoon in there in my mouth. It's my peanut butter. I would have to get a new jar. It's
yeah,
like I've double, triple, quadruple dipped in that thing. But
I
it's
do
just
that
me.
too.
And
But
when I had a family, I had my own jar. I like one specific kind, but I had my own and it had a label on it. Mom's,
I
yuck, you died.
okay,
Smooth.
yeah, do not give me chunky peanut butter. No.
If I want to eat chunky peanut butter, I'll just go buy peanuts. I don't want to have to. I
That's
hate to
funny.
chew. So if it's food that I have to chew, forget it. I like stuff I can put in my mouth and it'll just kind of slide right down.
I'm with you on that. Deep clean versus daily wipe. Daily wipes are your counters, your sink, your stove. And this happens after cooking. After cooking, you do this immediately. Counters,
Right.
sink, and stove. Your weekly cleans are your microwave, your refrigerator wipe out. Those are tied to your grocery day. Monthly purge, you go through your pantry, your freezer, inventory. This should happen once a month.
Yep.
And then this will make a spotless kitchen feel maintainable. These are must haves. And if you do these things, like I said, you're not going to get sick. And if you do a potluck, people will know that, oh, yeah, I can eat the things that are in your kitchen. I get into all of that, but I do it with people that I know have safe cleaning habits. You should have in your thing. If we're teaching you all of these things and you didn't know these things, do you think that, yeah, you want to share this? Make sure you're watching other people that are bagging your groceries. Look out for these things before you decide to consume that food. Where did this come from? Do I know their cleaning habits? Leverage a master pantry and spice list. Keep a running checklist of pantry staples and spices that you always want to have. They might be different. People from India usually have more of the hot spices. Know what you want to have and what you don't want to have. Before your weekly shopping, you scan that pantry list to make sure that you're restocking your basics. And this ensures that you're never missing out on key ingredients on your theme nights. You don't eat eggs at all. I eat eggs all the time. I love eggs, but I don't drink milk. I need to always look out, does this recipe require milk? I'll just buy enough milk to satisfy the recipe because I don't drink milk as a rule. When I was growing up, my mom made me drink milk every night with dinner. I swore when I grow up, I'm not doing this. This is a tradition I'm not continuing. But I couldn't have any other type of drink until I had that one glass of milk. I don't know if it was a boomer thing. Did your mom make you have milk growing up? A glass of milk every day?
She didn't make us.
My
But
mom did.
if
My
you had it.
grandma did. I was just wondering if it was that way. But I know a lot of my other friends, their parents made them have a glass of milk every day. I
Yeah.
brought that up to my mom, and she's like, "Yep, that's what I did." She was proud of it.
Back in the day, soda and things like that were a lot more expensive than a gallon of milk. So a lot of parents would give their kids a glass of milk with dinner because a glass of regular whole milk will fill you up and it's
Um,
cheaper than having soda, Kool-Aid, or any of that stuff. So it was done for cost effectiveness as well as filling you up. My mom didn't drink milk, so she never pushed milk or anything. We would have lemonade or iced tea or whatever else.
We did have iced tea every now and then, had lemonade. Kool-Aid, I think we'd mix that with those little fruit stand things. They come in a pack of 6 little fruit stand drinks. My mom would get those, then we'd have to save those, and then we'd make a pitcher Kool-Aid and then put those inside those little things. That's the only time that we ever had anything other than milk. But for dinner, it was a glass of milk, water from the water hose most of the time when we were outside. Probably about once or a couple times a month, we'd go get takeout, go to McDonald's or something like that, and we were allowed to get soda then. That was a big treat. But I didn't have a lot of soda growing up at all.
Today we push water on our kids and on ourselves. Drink water, drink water, drink water. My mother never drank water, and she never would have a glass of water. I remember I was maybe late teens
Never had the
before I
water bottles growing up. The whole
had
bottle
that.
around.
No,
Oh my
no.
God.
But when I was in my late teens, that's when I was like, now I like a nice ice cold thing of water. And now that's all I drink. It's just water. I don't
Same
drink
here.
anything else.
I love
But
water. I love the little bubbly sparkling water. Celebrate the takeover leftover day as a strategy, not a failure. Formalize it. Designate one day a week. Clear the fridge. That's a nice way to clear the fridge of everything, and that'll be your leftover. I called it, when my son was little, leftover cafe. And he loved it because he got to raid the refrigerator and eat whatever he wanted. So it was like a family event. It was like, what can we make out of this? Sometimes he did things, sometimes I did, because I taught him how to cook. And it breaks up the cooking workload, manages leftovers, and it gives you a built-in guilt-free break to look into. Because like, I don't have to cook anything. I'm just gonna raid the refrigerator and get rid of all those leftovers, and anything that can be used as a starter for another meal, we'd freeze that up and it clears the refrigerator out, and we clean the refrigerator out. So it was like getting so many things taken care of at once that just made everything so much easier. And we did that once a week, and we didn't have to worry about any science experiments growing in the refrigerator. And on that happy note, I'm done.
Well, I think you have basically given them every aspect of how to meal prep. I don't care about food. I don't care about eating. I don't think about it. It's not.
Well,
I guess
I
that's
think
probably why I only weigh 95 pounds and I'm 5'6".
I think I'm a
So,
hybrid between mainstream society and you, Debbie, because I don't live to eat. I eat when I'm hungry. I maintain a good figure. I have my weight loss thing or whatever, 6 years
right.
now. I'm not 95 pounds, but I'm probably right around 120, well below my BMI.
I think on that happy note, we
We're
can
gonna-
close out this topic. Remind everybody, if there are things that you've learned that you never heard of before, give us a holler. If there's things that you're concerned about, give us a holler. Share the information with your friends. Subscribe, because it's going to get bigger and bigger as we go on having meetings and different things. If you want to be
Hit that
included in all
notification
this.
bell too. If you hit that
Mhm.
notification bell, you subscribe, you'll be notified when their new episodes drop. Typically, they're scheduled to drop every Wednesday at midnight. Every Wednesday
you'll
at
be-
midnight, a new episode comes. We're not going to show up in your feed. If you comment and you share, it's a great way to help us get the information out there to other people. That's what the algorithm, that's what I'm learning about. It's going to put us to the top so that other people will see us.
And for all of you that have us, I want to thank you so much for being a part of our Unpopular Playground family. Stay focused, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Follow us here, the Unpopular Playground. Share this with your young adult high school friends. See you next